And we begin this hour with breaking news in the Loud Music murder trial. Michael Dunn will be retried for the murder of Jordan Davis. Here's the date, May 5th. May 5th, the retrial. You remember that a jury couldn't reach a verdict on that murder charge, but they did find Dunn guilty of 3 counts of attempted murder for shooting into the vehicle Davis was in with his friends. Dunn's sentencing also has been delayed until after the retrial, which makes sense. Let's get you caught back up on this high-profile case you saw here on the case.
This is a guy that was armed to the teeth.
Nunchuck, a loaded gun.
And I said, "You're not gonna kill me, you son of a bitch."
He got angry at the fact that a 17-year-old kid decided not to listen to him.
He also had a silencer in his trunk.
A silencer?
He told the officers on video, "I'm not looking for trouble at all."
This defendant went crazy.
This man's got a reputation for peacefulness.
The shooting where Tevin Thompson, Leland Brunson, Jordan Davis, and Tommy Storms were ducking, trying to save their lives.
Verdict is to count 2. Guilty. Verdict is to count 3. Guilty. Verdict is to count 4. Guilty. Verdict is to count 5.
Oh my God, somebody's shooting.
Guilty.
They attacked me. I'm the victim.
To count 1, I would declare that mistried.
All right, John Phillips is the attorney for Jordan Davis's family, joining me now live from Florida via Skype. John, great to see you. May 5th is the date for the retrial. First, how are Jordan's parents doing with that news?
They're good. You know, there is hope again on the horizon, although that date, although set, Dunn didn't waive basic.
Looks like we're having some trouble with our Skype connection with John Phillips. Do we have it back? I don't think so. Let me bring in my legal dream team on this one. We're talking about a retrial. First question, a retrial. I know what my answer is, but let me just go around the horn. Just give me a one-word answer here. Who has the advantage in this retrial of Michael Dunn on May 5th for murder? The prosecution or the defense? Linda?
Prosecution.
LaTonya?
Prosecution.
Eric?
Defense.
Defense. All right. Let's start with the contrarian. Why does the defense have an advantage here?
Well, the defense knows the entire prosecution's case, and they can possibly reframe some of the things that they had and some of the problems that they had. Get Michael Dunn to testify a little bit better, and I believe they have an advantage.
Better? Don't they just tell the truth when they get on the witness stand? Isn't that what witnesses do?
That's what you're supposed to do, Vinny.
But he's combative. No, I'm talking about him being combative.
Demeanor.
And things like that. Demeanor.
Gotcha.
Let's get
Linda,
it straight now.
Why does the prosecution have an advantage, do you believe?
Because when the defendant gets on the stand, he's going to tell another story, and he's going to be able to be picked apart if they get a good cross-examiner in there. I think your Twitter followers, Vinny, should actually cross-examine him because they know everything he said that's contrary.
Yeah, LaTonya, from my experience in just covering cases, the retrial usually ends up in a conviction. You know, there was this big case in California involving this huge music producer.
I didn't try the second one.
He had this crazy hairdo. His name was Phil Spector. He had Linda Kenny Bodden in the first trial, right? Hung jury. Second trial, Linda, you weren't there, right?
No, I wasn't there, Vinny. I didn't.
And he got convicted. So 2 things: retrial and no Linda Kenny Bodden. He got convicted.
Well, you get the opportunity to, as a prosecutor, you get the opportunity to fix the mistakes. And I think now that they know, you know what, humanize Jordan Davis. You know, they're going to be able to do that now. They're going to be able to go back and say, you know what, we weren't strong here, we were weak here, and we can do this.
John Phillips, let me bring you back in, the attorney for Jordan Davis's family, also an attorney down in Florida. The retrial, he was convicted on these other charges. Does this new jury find out about that?
No, they don't. This is solely as to Jordan's count, and they won't know about the prior conviction. You know, they'll just gloss over. I think it's called the Williams rule in Florida. They'll just gloss over the other convictions.
Okay, well, but they will bring in all that evidence about the additional gunshots, right? Even if these shots didn't strike and kill Jordan Davis?
Certainly. And I think, you know, the case even gets better as to Jordan because the argument would be that, you know, Dunn didn't know he killed him with the first 3 shots. And now where they have proved that some of the bullets were aimed at the other 3 victims, now they can focus that all 10 of these bullets, 9 of which struck the car, were aimed at Jordan. And, you know, of course, the forensics will say, well, it was the first 3 that got him. The rest were for good measure.
All right, Twitter on fire, getting word that there's a retrial date of May 5th for Michael Dunn. Hashtag on the case. Jan C. Davis, I want the facts of what happened to be given to the jury, the jailhouse letters, calls, his neighbor. Yeah, some of the stuff didn't come in the original trial, and I'm wondering here, Linda, do they get more aggressive second time around?
I think they will.